god. Yeah. Shit is frustrating as hell. But yeah, sorry about that. Minor technical issue. Uh, as you can see, we have a new overlay. Uh, the reason why my screen wasn't showing was because the placement of one of the sources was over the placement of the camera, so it was overpowering or overlaying the camera. Long story short, the call-in feature replaced the camera, so instead of seeing the camera, you just saw a blank ass screen. So I had to move the camera up in the list so that the camera could show through. But here we are. What's good? Sorry about that. It's your boy, The Ultimate Rage, coming back with yet another live here in the No Cap Zone. Yeah, so I got some things to configure, but one of the issues right now is that Claude is experiencing a major outage right now. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, but shit's going down right now. So that seriously fucking messed up my fucking mojo. And it's so fucking frustrating when something so simple, something so basic, can cause so much of a fucking problem. And I could have solved it right there on the live, but it was just, I was so frustrated. And I didn't want to fucking go crazy on the live, even though I am the Ultimate Rage. But this shit is frustrating as hell. But we're back. We're fucking back. So, trying to contain myself, because shit like that, super duper pet peeves for me. When I have done everything to set everything up so that everything should be able to work like a charm on the first try, and then it doesn't, that can take me from 0 to 1,000 right now. And so, kind of at 1,500 right now. I just smoked the bowl before I got on here. So I'm trying to keep my fucking cool. Trying so fucking hard to keep my cool. Because this is, I swear to God, when you're doing this type of shit and you have no budget and you're running it yourself, and then you have to deal with the bullshit of AI, because it set me up like that to fail. Something so simple. It is absolutely, it's just mind, ugh. But what's good, y'all? It's your boy, The Ultimate Rage. We're back with another live in the No Cap Zone. All that dumb shit. Let's just get right into it, okay? So, one of the homies, shout out to the homie Harley, put me up on fucking this story that is quite interesting, to say the least. So, let me see. Let me take this video to the back. By the way, I hate autoplay. I hate autoplay. Whoever created it is a piece of shit. It's like, why can't you just sit the fuck there? Just sit there until I decide I want to press the play button. What the fuck? Or at least give me the option to toggle it on or off. What the hell, man? By the way, I swear to God, I hate TikTok with a passion. I hate TikTok with everything in my fucking core fiber of being. I hate when people send me TikTok links. I hate when people even mention TikTok to me. The only reason why I'm showing this today is because A, one of my people shared these links with me, and B, because I'm not going to spend the time to go and look for another link because I'm too fucking angry to spend my time doing that. So I'm just gonna fucking play this garbage, and we'll take it from there.
Of pouring hot water on his wife, holding a gun to her head, and possibly breaking his 2-year-old daughter's collarbone. This being his 2-year-old.
Look at this. You see how fucking hot.
A Republican congressman is now accused of pouring hot water on his wife, holding a gun to her head, and possibly breaking his 2-year-old daughter's collarbone. This is Congressman Max Miller, and new court filings obtained by Mother Jones show a very dangerous picture. According to Mother Jones, new court filings show that Max Miller, Congressman Republican from Ohio, poured hot water on his wife, put a gun to her head, and may have broken the collarbone of his 2-year-old daughter. Max Miller is married to Emily Moreno, who is his wife and is a policy advisor for Republican. Emily Moreno's father is Bernie Moreno, the senator from Ohio, the Republican. Emily Moreno, allegedly, according to Mother Jones, told detectives that her husband, Miller, had thrown hot water at her, shoved her, held a gun to her head, and therefore she, quote, couldn't rule out that Miller caused her daughter's fracture, and child protection specialists reviewing the incident had characterized the bruising near the fracture as resembling a, quote, handprint, the fracture on the 2-year-old daughter. Spread the word. Follow along for more. A Republican congressman is now...
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with out here. This is Max Miller. By the way, for your fucking information, let's learn a little bit about Max Miller. Max fucking Miller, guys. United States Representative Max Miller. 37 years of age, of the Republican Party. Previously served as a political appointee in the first Trump administration. Let me see something. He is Jewish, a conservative Jewish. Interesting. He's advocated for Jewish causes, including bipartisan efforts such as the Fallen Service Members Religious Heritage Restoration Act to ensure, okay, all that good stuff. Look. The fact of the matter is, these are the kinds of people who obtain office. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about. They subscribe to all these ridiculous ideologies, and at the end of the day, they engage in this type of behavior despite the fact that they love to pretend like they're the most morally super-duper upstanding people in the fucking world. It doesn't matter what brand of Delulu that you subscribe to. These people are the ones who get into position, and they engage in this antisocial fucking behavior on a constant basis. Then we wonder why we have such a screwed up society. We wonder why our government doesn't work for us. It's because the people that are in it don't know what the hell they're talking about. Which is why I say all the time that the U.S. is what I call the scam capital, the capital of the world, the divided states of corporations, run by a bunch of goofies, loonies, imbeciles, dumbasses. They have created what I call a hyper-capitalist, plutocratic, oligarchical, kakistocratic, kleptocratic, gerontocratic, theocratic, idiocratic, craziocratic, mediocratic, techno-feudalist corporatocracy. In plain English, this is a nation run by a bunch of rich, old, unqualified, idiotic, buffoonish, thieving ass, conniving ass, freaking dumb ass, crazy ass. They got something wrong with them. They're definitely corrupt as hell. Jesus freaks that don't know what the hell they're talking about, other than being super duper simps for the rich, the banks, the corporations, and the churches. They steal from us. They extract our resources at such an extremely high rate. They pocket it for themselves and give it all the way to the rich, the banks, corporations, and the churches. And then they act like somehow this is helping us. They act like somehow they're like totally schmotally doing some great work for us. And I'm still at a loss for how they could possibly think this stuff. They like to say that they are tuned in with some supernatural, super intelligent, super duper something, whatever the fuck. And at the end of the day, zero of these people can demonstrate it. Zero. It doesn't matter what brand of crazy they subscribe to. Zero. I repeat, zero of them can show us that any of what they are talking about makes any fucking sense whatsoever. So I have no idea why these people are so lionized, why they're so promoted, why they're so beloved when they have demonstrated nothing. These people are not helping society. How could they possibly help society? They're completely divorced from reality. That's why I'm always asking on a constant basis, what in the fucking hell are we doing? What are our goals? What are our aims? What are we hoping to accomplish in the grand scheme of things? What are we hoping to accomplish in the grand scheme of things? Because I can't comprehend how these people think that what they are doing is making sense, particularly when they work so fucking hard to shield themselves from any form of scrutiny whatsoever. I thought the point of having the internet was that we are open to discussing any and every issue possible, and yet these are the kinds of people who get in the office. The people who are the least sensible, who have the least amount of fucking sense, who have the least amount of, like, ability to control themselves, to contain themselves, and to act like they're adults. Who the fuck engages in this kind of behavior? I'm still trying to understand how this is even possible that these people are so fucking, like, loud and obnoxious, and this is who they are on a regular basis. That they are completely unhinged, that they are completely divorced from reality, that they have no idea what the hell they're talking about, and the only thing they can demonstrate is their ability to lash out and engage in this violent, senseless nonsense. I don't get it. How is this the state of America right now? How is this par for the course right now? How is it that members of both major parties are engaging in this behavior on a regular basis? I don't understand it. I don't understand why this is considered normal, that these people think that they're so fucking keen to run for office, and then they get caught up in all these different ridiculous situations. I don't understand it. So this is why I don't support either of the two parties. Because they're miserable fucking failures, both of them, the lot of them. There is nobody on this fucking planet that can sit here and say that America is in this great state where everything is super duper wonderful. People are in so fucking, like, a high quality of life that people are enjoying the fucking festivities of peace. In fact, if we talk about peace, we're very, 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 very unpeaceful. And that's not just me saying that. The numbers prove it out. I can show you like I usually do. But you already know. Those of you who watch me, y'all know what it is. The fact of the matter is these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's why I'm so fervent. That's why I'm so loud. That's why I'm obnoxious. That's why I'm rude. That's why I have no problem being offensive, saying words that people don't like, saying words that people consider to be hateful. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. What I care about are the facts, the data, the information, the statistics, and the effectiveness of people's decisions in regard to how we conduct ourselves as a society. I ask all the time, people, what exactly are we doing? What are we doing? As a human race, as an American citizen, as conscious beings, as earthlings, what exactly is our goal? What is our aim? What are we striving for? What are we fighting for? Because I can tell you right now, it's a whole bunch of gobbity goobity gobbity goobity gok. A whole bunch of fucking sci-fi fantasy ambiguity. No clear focus, no clear direction, no clear, okay, this is what we are working towards. This is what we are hoping to accomplish. You have all these different people who subscribe to all these different ideologies, particularly subsidiaries of Christianity, and at the end of the day, they demonstrate that they have no clear, concrete understanding of how this is actually helping society. The same is true of the Jews. Yes, I said the Jews, and I'm talking about the religious Jews, not talking about the atheist Jews who identify in terms of their heritage. I'm talking about you Zionists out there. They're like, no, super duper, Yahweh. Knock it the hell off with that shit. Where is this Yahweh character? Where is this Father, Son, Holy Spirit character? Where is this Allah character? Where is this Krishna character? Where is this Xenu character? Whatever brand of super duper, super samurai, super squad thing that you think is so super amazing, why is it that zero, I repeat, zero of you people can show us this? Why is it that zero of you can demonstrate any of this sci-fi fantasy nonsense to be true? I'm trying to figure out what exactly y'all are talking about. Every day I get on here, and I'm trying to figure out what y'all are actually talking about. Y'all are so loud. You're so obnoxious. You're on literally every platform. I literally can't watch the motherfucking NBA Finals without some of you fucking sci-fi fantasy loonies giving your thanks and your praise and your hope and your wishes and your simping ass behavior to some supernatural thing that doesn't exist. That you can't demonstrate right now exists in real life. That you can't show us is actually real and true. That we can say, yes, this thing is absolutely the thing of all the things. The thing that is such a thing that, wow, this is such an amazing thing. This thing created everything. It is everything. It's of everything. It's in everything. It constitutes everything. Y'all have nothing. No thing. Literally no thing. I'm looking for the thing or things because y'all say that y'all have different ideologies, different ideas about what the thing or the things are. Some of y'all say it's one thing, but also a group of things, even though it's one thing. I don't know how the hell that works, but okay, whatever. At the end of the day, y'all still have no thing. I don't see a thing. I don't see the group of things. I don't see the singular thing. I don't see any kind of group of things. I don't see nothing but y'all. Just y'all. I just see you saying all this crap, asserting all this stuff, and acting like, oh my god, you're just so super duper, super duper, super duper deep, and super insightful, and super spiritually, miraculously, spiritually. But then when we press y'all and say, okay, show us any of that. Show us how you reached any of that. What method are you using to detect that stuff, to actually demonstrate that stuff? Y'all don't have nothing but, you can't inspect what's in the spiritual, that what's in the physical. Whatever retarded ass dumb shit y'all be saying. And I'm still trying to understand how this makes sense to y'all. How could y'all possibly think that any of this makes any sense whatsoever? This is real life. This is real life that we have to live in. And the mere fact that there are so many billions of these people in the world that will say this type of stuff, that will assert this type of stuff without actually demonstrating it, but swearing that this is the truest stuff in the world is crazy. Sorry, it's crazy. And then y'all get out here and y'all do this stuff and y'all say this stuff, y'all engage in these behaviors, then y'all get caught, and now you look stupid. Now the whole group looks stupid because first of all, y'all didn't see it coming. Right? Even though y'all have this super duper, super insightful insight, right? Y'all have these wonderful spiritually, miraculously fucking, what do y'all call them? Revelations or prophecies or visions or whatever the fuck y'all be talking about, and yet y'all couldn't see this shit coming. Couldn't see it coming. Even though you're in direct contact with the supernatural, super intelligent, super thing that's super duper out there somewhere. Y'all, it couldn't warn you, hey, the police are coming. You should probably, leave the house right now. They're about to arrest you. Yeah, that didn't happen. Or when you were starting to get that feeling, when you were starting to experience the anger and you felt like throwing hot water on your fucking wife, that's when the Lord should have been like, hey, my guy, Max, bro, hey, bro, that's a no-go, bro. That's not a good idea at all because you're trying to be an upstanding citizen and you're representing me, Yahweh, but you're like, Yahweh, I'm not gonna go by Yahweh, I'm gonna go my way and I'm gonna spray hot water on her face. No, bro, that's like a no way, Jose. You should like not do that. And yet, this is what these people do. But guess what? I guess they're gonna like pray or something, and then what's that? Ask for forgiveness, and then I guess all is fine after that. Oh well, he just threw hot water at her and fractured his daughter's skull. He's gonna do a little prison time. He's gonna pray and say, "Hey Lord, please forgive me. I'm so sorry." And then that it just washes it all away, doesn't it? Listen and repeat, huh? I'm still trying to figure out why this is considered so awesome for y'all. Why y'all would want to put yourselves in this position. I'm trying to understand why you would do this. Why would you? Why? And these are the people that y'all support so much, that y'all love so much, that you're like, no, this guy is the guy. This chick is the chick. Like, this is what they do. This is the kind of behavior that they engage in. And then somebody like me is like, well, what's so great about that guy? What did he do that I was like, oh my God, that's so wonderful and amazing? Because I'm at a loss. I'm at a fucking loss. I'm at a loss. And the thing that's so crazy is that Democrats have a problem with these guys. I mean, these are the kind of guys that they lose to. Because what we learn is that Democrats, they kind of engage in the same behavior. Right? I mean, there was that story not that long ago in Maine. Right? They had to replace the guy because he was accused of, the R word. He was accused of the R word, guys. Yeah, so that's why personally I don't pick and choose either of the two parties to say, oh, this is so like, oh, only this party or that party. Or well, maybe this party engages in it more, so therefore they're worse. I don't play those fucking games. Right? I'm not one of these I choose the lesser evil type of person. I'm the kind of person that like, I kind of consider myself a good person. So like, I don't care how evil is, I'm not choosing it at all because it's evil. And I'm like, not that? But I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just crazy because I would think that as a good person, I would like not commit evils. That I wouldn't support evil for any reason. That there's like really no good reason to say, hey, I should do evil shit and I should support evil shit. I'm still trying to understand what the hell y'all are talking about. So that's why I am in the position that I'm in, that I say the things that I say, because at the end of the day, these sci-fi fantasy loonies on both parties fail so miserably to show us that what they are saying actually makes sense. They can't show us that in any way, shape, or form that their position is accurate, correct, sensible, reasonable, logical, fact-based, reality-based, and therefore actually helpful to society. They say a whole bunch of gobbledygook. They say a whole bunch of blah, 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 blah. They definitely show their emotions a lot. But they never formulate cohesive, cogent sentences, and they never demonstrate any of the stuff that they're talking about. I'm still waiting for all of these theists to figure out why they are such miserable failures, why they can't coordinate, why they're always on every single side of every single issue, despite them all having a super duper direct claim to the supernatural, super intelligent, super thing. Speaking of that, speaking of this super thing, I got another video I want to show you. Now mind you, right? We have a former president who is a Catholic. Okay? Now mind you, former president of the United States of America, POTUS, alright, Catholic, alright, now, every president has been a Christian for pretty much, the whole last several decades, you know what I'm saying, So they supposedly have a direct connection to the ultimate superintelligence, which means they should have perfect knowledge and direction in terms of what they're doing. And yet, somehow they keep fucking up. They keep like violating this thing called the Constitution. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but yeah, it's kind of like the whole entire framework that our law system is based on. Yeah. They kind of like don't give a shit about this. They trample all over it. They spit on it. They piss on it. Shit on it. They just don't give a fuck about the fucking Constitution. And so they like to do whatever the hell they want on a regular basis, and then they end up getting caught. And then now we have to figure out like how we can allow them to get away with violating their own laws. Mind you, these are supposed to be the lawmakers. How are you a lawmaker if you're violating your own law that you made, especially when you actually went to law school and practiced as a lawyer? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. What's the point of even having law? What's the point of lawyers if they could just say, I don't give a fuck about law, I'm going to just do what the hell I want? Maybe that explains why we're falling so hard on the Global Peace Index, but that's neither here nor there. Anywho, let's check out this video.
About former President Joe Biden. Today, roughly 70 hours of recordings of an interview he did with a ghostwriter in 2017 before he was president were released over Biden's objections. Senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins me. Weijia, what do these tapes tell us?
Well, Matt, the newly released audio shows that in 2017, when former President Biden was writing a memoir, he told his ghostwriter on several occasions that he had classified documents in his possession. Biden can be heard saying, I just found all the classified stuff downstairs, in reference to volumes of notes Biden kept in his home. He also said some of this may be classified, so be careful. Biden, who fought for years to keep these recordings private, would later publicly criticize President Trump for his handling of classified documents. We asked a spokesman for Biden for a comment about the new tapes, but he said they don't have one. Matt.
Weijia, thank you. Breaking news tonight about former.
All right. So there's a reason why I don't, side with either of the two major parties. Because they demonstrate on a constant basis that they're miserable failures. They have no problem mishandling documents. They have no problem constantly funding the military. They have no problem giving corporations all kinds of subsidies and giving us, the people, excuses as to why they can't do shit for us. I'm still trying to figure out why it's so difficult for the government to actually get its own shit together. So, give me a second here. Let me show y'all a little something. All right. Now, I didn't go to law school. All right. So, take what I say with a grain of salt, right? But I know a couple things about a couple things. I've been over this shit for a long time. So I know a thing or two. So check this out, alright? So there are these laws. So there's this law called 18 U.S. Code subsection 793. Gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information. Whoever, for the purpose of obtaining information respecting the national defense, with intent or reason to believe that the information is to be used to the injury of the United States or to the advantage of any foreign nation, goes upon, enters, flies over, or otherwise obtains information concerning any vessel, aircraft, work of defense, navy yard, naval station, submarine base, fueling station, fort, battery, torpedo station, dockyard, canal, railroad, arsenal, camp, factory, mine, telegraph, telephone, wireless, and signal station, building, office, research lab, or station or other place connected with the national defense owned or constructed or in progress of construction by the United States, or under the control of the United States, or of any of its officers, departments, or agencies, or within the exclusive job. Okay, look. Basically, don't take shit out the motherfucking shit. Don't put it in the motherfucking hands of those who would wish us harm, or who would actually, like, fuck us up. Whoever, for the purpose aforesaid and with like intent or reason to believe, copy all this shit. Basically, if you do all this type of shit, you know, you're subject to fucking fines and or arrest, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can look at it yourselves. It's very fucking long. But then there's also this other law, 18 U.S. Code subsection 1924. Unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents or material. Whoever, being an officer, employee, contractor, or consultant of the United States, and by virtue of his office, employment, position, or contract, becomes possessed of documents and materials containing classified information of the United States, knowingly removes such documents or materials without authority and with the intent to retain such documents or materials at an unauthorized location, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 5 years or both. So there's that one, alright? So then you got 18 U.S. Code, subsection 2071. Concealment, removal, or mutilation generally. Whoever willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, or destroys, or attempts to do so, or with intent to do so, takes and carries away any record, proceeding, map, book, paper, document, or other thing, filed or deposited with any clerk or officer of any court of the United States, or in any public office, or with any judicial or public officer of the United States, shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned not more than 3 years, or both. Lock his ass the fuck up. Oh, and lock Trump's goofy ass the fuck up too. Yeah, both of them are guilty of fucking failing miserably and fucking violating these 3 laws that I just showed you. Oh, and Hillary Clinton too. Knock her dumb ass the fuck up too. Matter of fact, it's a lot of motherfuckers fucking up. That's supposed to be the most fucking qualified of all of us to lead the country, right? The ones who studied the law and they care so much about the law. Yeah, these are the laws that they violated. Both of them, all of them violated. All these people violate the law. I just showed you the law that's been violated. The evidence shows they violated the law. The motherfucker admitted out of his own fucking mouth. Yes, he violated the law. Don't tell him that, though. Don't tell him that I violated the law. Does this matter? Does this fucking matter? Does this matter or not? Do we care about this thing or fucking not? Why should a president be above the law? Why should anybody be above the law? I thought we were such a free country or some bullshit. I thought all these people were so super duper super wonderful. And plus, aren't these fuckers moved by the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Couldn't the Lord and Savior be like, hey Joe, hey, hold up, bro, time out. Don't take that document home, bro. You're gonna violate 18 U.S. Code subsection 793, 18 U.S. Code subsection 1924, and 18 U.S. Code subsection 2071, bro. Don't do that shit. You could be subject to fines and or prison. Or both. It says it right. I mean, you should know that. You studied the law. You passed the bar. So what the fuck? But this is the joke of a society that we have. Now, how do I, some guy from the south side of the Chi, how the fuck do I know more about the law than the fucking president? Can somebody explain to me why we have a president who knows less laws than me? I don't get it. This is the kind of country we have, and people think this shit makes actual fucking sense. That we should have goofies and loonies in office who don't know what the hell they're doing, who don't know what the hell they're talking about, who violate laws on a constant basis. See, I don't discriminate. This is why I don't discriminate. Because there's no reason to be biased. If a motherfucker violated the law, they should be fucking arrested, right? So if motherfucker so-and-so and such and such decided, hey, I'm just gonna like skirt this law, and they get caught, well then shouldn't they be subject to the fines and the imprisoned term? So then why are they not in prison? I don't understand it. Why are charges not being brought up for both fucking the former president and the incumbent president, the current president, the president of the United States right now? They both violate these same exact laws the same exact way. Taking their work home. Knowing damn well this is classified material. That they're putting the United States defense, they're fucking literally like sabotaging the national security. Because imagine if these top secret materials fall into the wrong hands. Imagine they have Cousin Bubba over one day, and Cousin Bubba just so happens to see, oh shit, the nuclear launch codes. Let me take this home with me real quick. Yeah, that would be a fucking disaster. And yet, that is the situation that we have right now. Why is this reality? Who are these goofies? And why is our country so fucking goofy that everybody's like, yeah, that totally makes sense? I don't get it. All of these people that supposedly have a direct connection to the super duper, super ultimate, super intelligent, super amazing, super immaculate, super wonderful, super thing. And yet zero of you can demonstrate that this thing is real, nor that it actually gives y'all sound, sage, useful advice. Especially considering the fact that zero of you can demonstrate that this thing even exists right now. And I'm here every day challenging y'all. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where the hell is it? Where is it right now? Where is it? Where the hell is it? I'm still trying to figure out where it is. Because there's so many billions of people saying this stuff and nobody can show us. And you're getting in the highest positions in government. All I'm seeing is incompetence. All I'm seeing is failure. All I'm seeing is a giant fucking scam all over the world and a complete indifference to it. A complete indifference to the miserable impact that you're having on the world. This is why I'm such an anti-theist. Because all of these people that get into these positions tend to be theists. They claim they have this special knowledge, and they don't. Because when you press them to demonstrate that that knowledge is accurate, they have nothing. You could grab every theist in the fucking world. I'm talking about every single one. You could put them in a giant set of stadiums. You could give them all any and every ability to come up with something that will make any kind of sense, that could convince somebody like me that there's supernatural sci-fi fantasy crap is actually real and true and useful and helpful in some way. And to this day, they still ain't came up with nothing. They never will, because it doesn't comport with reality. If it was real, they'd have been showed us something. They would have been showed us what they were talking about. Instead, not only do they not show us anything, but it's even worse. It's even worse. Let me show you a little something. So, in Bayesian statistics, the famous saying, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, is mathematically fucking false. Failing to find evidence when you expect to look for it is weak or strong evidence of absence, quantified through conditional probabilities and Bayes' factors. This is how Bayesian logic handles absence, okay? Expectation matters. If a hypothesis predicts you should see a specific signal and you see nothing, that non-observation lowers the probability of that hypothesis being true. The Bayes factor compares how much more likely the absence of a finding is under the null hypothesis, it's not there, versus the alternative hypothesis, it is there but you missed it. Information gain. A zero result carries weight proportional to how hard you searched and how likely you were to spot the evidence if it existed. So, this is where absence becomes strong evidence. High statistical power. If you run a massive test that would easily catch an effect, failing to find it drives the posterior probability of that effect down near zero. Or the Fermi paradox. If intelligent alien life were common and loud, our empty night sky functions as actual evidence against their nearby presence. Failing to replicate, repeatedly failing to find a clinical result where one should appear shifts belief away from the efficacy of a treatment. And what better treatment than the sci-fi fantasy crap that theists subscribe to? I mean, what greater experiment is there than the claims of theism themselves? Over the course of thousands of years, billions of theists have existed and have asserted that there's some supernatural, super intelligent, super duper thing, super somewhere out there, somehow, some way, somewhere, somehow, some way. And despite that, the exact number zero, big fat whopping zero, 0.000000000 to infinity of theists can show us any of their sci-fi fantasy magic crap. How can this be the case if what they were saying was true? And there's so fucking many of these people swearing to the Lord, swearing they're willing to kill, willing to die, willing to commit suicide, doing all this shit for this thing that they can't show us right now. That's why I say that theism, particularly Christianity, but all of theism, is the greatest, longest running sci-fi fantasy multi-level marketing scam in the history of the world. Because how can you have such a group of people who subscribe to this idea and yet none of them anywhere can show us any of that stuff? And not only that, but I mean, you got 45,000 different denominations just of Christianity alone. That doesn't even count all the other religions and their subsidiary groups. Just in Christianity alone, you got 45,000 different denominations, and then even among those, different people have different views on different things all the time, even though they all claim to have direct connection to the supernatural, super Jesus app, GPT app. How is that possible? How is that possible? They can't all be right, but they can all be wrong, though. And I assert they are. They've had more than enough time. Theists have had more than enough time to come up with something better than, well, can you prove it's not real? Can you prove that it's not real? Fam, we got the Hubble Space Telescope in Earth's orbit right now. And it's been in orbit since like the 90s. We got the James Webb Space Telescope at the L2 Lagrange point right now. It's literally discovering some of the oldest galaxies we didn't even know existed. Galaxies that were never ever seen before in human history. I'm talking about going back to fucking Jesus and before. None. I repeat, none of those motherfuckers saw any of this shit. We discovered it for the first time because we have this thing called technology that can peer into the past, that can detect things that existed billions of years ago that aren't even there right now. If you were able to fucking somehow teleport right there, right now, that galaxy ain't there right now, but because it redshifted over the course of billions of years, we're able to detect it with our fucking telescopes right now. That is amazing because we have the scientific method. I've never seen the theists pray their way to shit. I've never seen a theist of any kind pray an actual miracle, pray an actual, like, treatment method that could be tested and verified on a consistent basis that actually is effective and useful and in circulation right now. I've never seen them do that. I never see them do that. I see them all go to church. I see them sing songs, hold hands, listen to some charlatan preach some bullshit, and then they go back home like that never happened. I don't see them coming together to solve any major problems. I don't see them putting their heads together to figure out how to fix gang violence or how to solve corporate corruption, how to lengthen the human lifespan or end homelessness. I don't see these fuckers coming together to do shit. It's just a super duper, super free show. A free show where you have a bunch of loonies singing and dancing for the Lord. Yet zero of these people can demonstrate the Lord or that there's any actual benefit to the Lord or believing in the Lord. Y'all can't show us where the Lord is right now. I'll get so many people in my chat. Well, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Don't you understand my faith? Don't you understand my faith? No. No, I don't understand your faith. And I could never understand your faith. Because faith is stupid. Faith is stupid as hell. And stupidity is evil in the age of information. Because we have the internet now. We have social media now. We have the ability to trade knowledge, trade information, to actually really get into the nitty-gritty of logic and science and everything in between. So if you're making a claim about reality, the onus is on you to show us right now that what you are saying makes actual sense. Because all I see is a bunch of sci-fi fantasy gobbledygook, what I call a bunch of talk. Just a bunch of hibbity-bibbity and appealing to emotions and every logical fallacy you could possibly think of. But I'm not seeing how that leads to new cancer treatments, new surgical practices, new innovations, new technologies, new forms and methods of communications, or anything like that. I don't see nothing of value coming from any church. I don't see churches coming together and figuring out how they can end poverty or something. Y'all got trillions of dollars in assets. So I don't understand it. What are y'all talking about? Damn, Jared Leto, what the hell is wrong with you? But see, one of the things I like to show y'all is the actual reality of reality. That Christianity is not a solution to anything. That Hinduism, that Islam, and all these ridiculous brands of theism are not solutions to anything. They don't help anything. They don't fix anything. They don't solve anything. If they did, we wouldn't be here. Because these are the types of things I see on a regular basis. These are the types of headlines I see on a constant basis. Oklahoma pastor arrested for guess what? Guess what he was arrested for? And he faces 3 felony counts. Now, how could this be if the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ cares so much about his children, all that crap that y'all be talking about? Marcus Owens, lead pastor of Prepared Church in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, was arrested this week on 1 count of guess what? Oh, that crap went away. Cool. That was annoying. In the District Court of the Muskogee Creek Nation, of which Owens is a tribal member, court documents list 3 felony charges: abuse of sexual contact, sexual abuse of a minor, and coercion and enticement. That paperwork alleges that Owens engaged in sexual acts with the minor and gave him gifts to try to encourage a relationship with him. Following a 7-month investigation, Sand Springs police arrested Owens on Monday and booked him into county jail the next day. Due to the pastor's tribal citizenship, the FBI and the Muskogee Creek Nation will determine jurisdiction for the case. So, what I'm trying to figure out, and by the way, look at the date. Look at the date. That's today. Today! By Stephanie Martin. So what I'm trying to figure out, where is the Lord? Where was the Lord when all of this was happening? So perhaps the Lord could have said, you know what? Hey, psst, hey, Mark, don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. You should totally like not do that. That would be like a really, really bad look. And it would make us as Christians really look bad, because these things are constantly happening, right? We can't seem to get a handle on it. And the Lord is still nowhere to be found. Can't be reached for comment for some weird reason, even though the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, supposedly is like blessing his family and his children and all that stuff. And one of the things that trips me out the most about this is that this is par for the course. These are stories that happen every day. Every single day. They never change, and I don't see any Christians of any kind coming through to figure out how they can turn this around, how they can like figure out how to prevent these things from happening, or, you know, stop it from happening altogether. It's not like Christians don't have enough people that could potentially figure it out, right? It's not like Christians are just lacking the funds. They're just so broke. They're just so broke. They're just like lacking the resources. Yeah, that's it. They just lack the resources that prevent them from gaining the ability to actually solve these problems, even though they claim that they have the ultimate supernatural, super intelligent, super thing that could actually directly give them the knowledge and the wisdom to stop it right now. And yet they consistently fail every single day, 100% of the time. And to this day, not a single theist of any kind can figure out how to use their supernatural superpowers to accomplish anything useful in the world, right? These people love to claim they care so fucking much about the kids. Oh my goodness, they care so much about the children. Well, what about the children? Oh no, the wonderful, schmonderful children. And yet, this is what they seem to think about the children. Look at the date. A few days ago, Kansas priest arrested for alleged, guess what? Guess what? That was 3 days ago by Gina Christian at OSV News. We've got the church covered. Well, it seems like they got kids' butts covered because they can't stop touching them. They just can't. These people. Father Ryan A. McCandless, a Kansas priest and former pastor at several parishes, was arrested at his residence in Wichita July 22nd, 2026 on several charges of, guess what? He is pictured in an undated booking photo. So, that's why I'm so rude. That's why I'm so direct. That's why I'm so crass. That's why I'm so rash. That's why I'm so direct. That's why I don't care. That's why I'm so unfiltered. I don't care who I offend. I hope you're offended. I'm glad you're offended. It actually gives me great pleasure to see you be offended, because you should be offended. Because why would you believe something that fails to stop this kind of crap from happening? And why is it that y'all are the majority of the nation? 2/3 of America are Christians, some 200 million Americans, and yet y'all can't figure out how to stop this from happening in your communities against your children. Even though y'all claim to care so much about the kids, and y'all claim to have a God that's super duper omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, right? So y'all claim to get these wonderful revelations and these wonderful schmonderful fucking prophecies, and yet y'all can't stop these prophets from fucking profiting from raping your kids. Like a week ago, I asked my cousin on Facebook, right? Because she had a post, she was talking about some guy prayed for her and she seen this guy and he prayed for her. And oh my God, it's so wonderful that she seen this guy because he prayed for her. And I'm like, hey, what that prayer should do? What'd that do? What did that actually do? I'm still waiting for a response from her, by the way. Love my cousin. Love my cousin. Hey, cousin, I love you. I fucking love you. That's why I do this. I do this because I love you. I love everybody. That's why I do this. To challenge you. This is what it's supposed to do. I don't care about your feelings. Put your feelings to the side. I care about the facts. I care about the logic, the reason, the evidence. And if you're sitting here telling me you have it, show it to me. I've gotten so many people, I don't have to show nothing to you. I don't have to prove nothing to you. I mean, if you're trying to convince me, isn't that what you're supposed to do? If you're trying to convince me of something, shouldn't you kind of show me how it works? Imagine having a commercial for a product and the whole commercial don't got the product in the commercial. What the fuck is the point of the commercial? You trying to sell me some perfume. You can't even show me the perfume bottle. You're going to show a guy on the fucking unicorn. You're going to show some princess. You're going to show like a freaking orchard. And then you're just going to say, buy this cologne. I mean, you got to do better than that. I'm sorry. Like, you ain't did nothing to earn my loyalty. You ain't did nothing. You gotta convince me with something. Show me this bottle. Show me how it looks amazing. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. It smells. Oh my goodness, it's like freaking beauty and trees and flowers and stuff. Something. Like, come on, man. Sell me. Sell me on your wonderful idea. You gotta get me excited. You gotta show me what the hell you worked. Shake it, but watch yourself. Shake it, but show me what you're working with. You gotta show me what you're working with. If you ain't showing me what you're working with, then how am I supposed to get excited? By the way, just so happens that the person that I just recited also a rapist. Damn, I can't get away from the rape. It's all around us all the time. Yeah, mystical. This is actually a recent news story. Let me show you real quick. It's actually happened pretty recently. I love showing this story too because of the headline. The headline is amazing, and I still need you theists to answer for this shit. I still need you Christians to answer for why this is always associated with you. I'm just waiting for this freaking search to load. It's taking its sweet time. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet today. But, Claude is down. Internet's on some trash shit. I gotta find this headline by TMZ. And of course I gotta wait because the shit is taking its time. This is unbelievable. But y'all could just see this real quick. Rapper Mystical was sentenced to 20 years in prison on June 16, 2026 for a 2022 SA at his Louisiana home. I'm still waiting for this fucking search to go through. It is not going. Well, while that's loading, because this internet is crap, let me show you another story real quick. And I thought this was kind of hilarious. I saw this come across my timeline. Stop Saudis from executing Christians. I thought that was kind of hilarious. Church of England bishops have urged Ed Miliband to intervene to halt the executions and torture of Christians in Saudi Arabian jails. See, stories like this always highlight the obvious flaw of Christianity to me, of any form of theism to me. They're asking this guy, what's his name? Ed Miliband. They're asking Ed Miliband to intervene. Why don't you just ask the Lord? I thought y'all had this super Jesus thing that's supposed to like help y'all. So why is it not helping y'all? Why y'all gotta ask some guy to help Christians when Christians have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? If Christianity is true, somebody explain this to me. Because I'm at a loss. I don't understand how any of this makes any sense whatsoever. What the fuck? Why is this taking so long? It's absolutely a joke that something could be so true that billions of people, 2.4 billion people in the world, 2.4 billion Christians in the world are like, yes, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is totally schmolly real. And yet, when it comes to real life, the Lord don't help. Fools are saying, hey, freaking some guy in government, please help us. But you got the ultimate super weapon of all time. The ultimate supernatural super intelligence. You have direct access. You could just query the Lord, be like, hey, Lord Jesus, help us out. I mean, first of all, why it would let you end up in such a situation to begin with is crazy in of itself. But like, how is it not helping you? How could a headline like this even become a story at all? And I've shared so many of these different kinds of stories all over the fucking world where it's some group of Christians being persecuted by some other group of some other sci-fi fantasy bullcrap. Why is it that there's all this constant tension? And yet none of them can demonstrate that they're really being directed by some super intelligence. Because what kind of super intelligence would set up a system like this? Where it would play these games with all these different groups of people, where it would troll this group and troll that group and troll this group and troll that group, having them all think different things, and now they're all fighting all over this bullshit. That's why I challenge them all. See, that's why I am an atheist, an anti-theist, and what I call a Gnostic atheist. I know ain't no God nowhere. I am willing to stand on that and dare any of you theists to prove me wrong right now. At any time. All it takes is one theist, one time to show us that theism is the truth. That's it. There are literally 2.4 billion Christians alone. There's 2.3 billion Muslims. There's like 1.4 billion Hindus. And out of those, 6 billion people, 0 of them can demonstrate any of it? How can that be? That's what I call the ultimate rage paradox. How can billions of people believe something that 0 of them can demonstrate? Why do these people continue to believe this crap? Why do y'all continue to purport this crap? None of you have ever demonstrated any of this crap to ever make sense and to actually exist. Right now, it is 5:20 p.m. Central Standard Time on July the 29th, 2026. Why is not a single theist able to show us the Lord right now? The Father, the Son, and or the Holy Spirit. Or whatever brand of Delulu that they subscribe to. The Allah do I get a bar thing. The Allah, they doing all that shit, but for what? Where's the Allah character that they're doing all that for? What kind of super intelligent person or entity needs constant worship? The only kind of person, the only kind of being that I know that needs to be constantly worshipped is a fucking narcissist. And they're the least worthy of any kind of worship. Sensible people don't need worship, don't want worship. Why the hell would I want you to worship me? Even if you felt that I was the greatest podcaster, rapper, producer, dancer, singer, whatever the fuck, why would I want you to worship me? If I found out that you had an altar at your house dedicated to me that you pray to every night with my picture and you I would think that was fucking weird. I'd be like, yo, why are you doing that? I'm just some guy. Like, don't do that. Don't worship me, fam. In fact, if you are really a fan of me, you would not worship me. I don't need your worship. I need your help. I need you to hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on notifications, share everywhere. Don't worship me. What the hell kind of shit is that? Stand on your own. Love yourself. People who worship others don't have self-love. They can sit here and act like they don't. They don't, because the moment you challenge their belief, they start losing it. What kind of person who loves themselves can't let go of some bullshit they can't demonstrate right now? If you loved it, if you love yourself so much, then why do you need this belief? Why do you need it? For what? What does it do? What does it actually accomplish? Who does it help? In what way does it help? It doesn't cure anything. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't innovate anything. It doesn't discover anything. I see a bunch of people tweaking the fuck out, acting like they're having fucking seizures all over the place. All it shows is that we're in a mental health and substance abuse crisis. That's all it highlights, that we're in a state of crisis and that too many people around us are in desperate need of help that they're not getting. Because if what they were saying was true, why can't a single one of them show us right now? So that's why I do what I do. I don't do this because it's fun. Okay, it might be a little fun. But I do this because ain't nobody else doing it. I do this because it needs to be done. Because there's too many people around us who are purporting all kinds of crazy ass nonsense, and zero of them can demonstrate it to us at all. They cry and bitch and moan all day, every single day, acting like what they're saying is so sensible and reasonable and logical. And yet, every single day, these nihilists show us nothing. These nihilists show us not a single fuck that they give about the reality, about the state of society, the state of humanity, all the suffering that's occurring all across the country, across the world, and their actual ability to do something about it, despite all the resources, despite all the manpower, despite having all these people available to them every single day, despite the fact that they come together every week and have these sci-fi fantasy fan club meetups. You mean to tell me all these people come together every Sunday, they have these sci-fi fantasy fan club meetups, right? They give their weekly fan club membership fee, and y'all still can't figure out how to stop raping kids. I don't get it. I don't understand how that's possible. How are we living in a world where these people really fail this fucking hard to demonstrate their sci-fi fantasy nonsense and will get oh so angry with me? I mean, so mad at me because they can't show us none of their stuff. I get so bothered because so many people exist across the world who assert all of this nonsense and they say all of this stuff, right? A bunch of tart talk, a bunch of fucking theodicies, a bunch of apologetics. Well, look at the trees. Well, it's outside of space and time. It's in another dimension. But they never get specific about which dimension. Oh, it's outside of space and time. Well, where exactly outside of space and time is it? Show us right now. And if you can't, then shut the hell up. Knock it off with this goofy ass nonsense and stop trying to tell us that what you're saying is oh so real and so true and so wonderful. Because it's clearly not. Nor has it ever been. Which is why your storied history has been so pathetic. So, I don't understand it. What is the point of it if nothing is getting accomplished? I'm just trying to figure out what is so great about this ideology where nothing is getting done. What's the value? Like, if you always have to make excuses every day, at some point, just give up. It's not worth it. Constantly having to make bullshit ass excuses every day. It doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever to keep having to try your hardest to make an excuse as to why you can't show me your supernatural super thing right now. If it's so real, what's the problem? What's the problem? I don't get it. What are you talking about? So that's why I say the things that I say and do the things that I do. I don't care if you're offended. In fact, I'm glad that you're offended because at the end of the day, you ain't showing me nothing. Just a bunch of talk. The same old talk, too. You act like you the first person to say all of these ridiculous excuses. Like, you're the first person ever to tell me, well, look at the beautiful trees. Or, oh, you're just not trying. You're just not looking hard enough. You're just... Fam. Y'all all say this stuff. All the time. Every day. No matter what. So, I'm just at a loss for why y'all think this helps y'all. How could it possibly help you? What the fuck is happening? How could this help theism? In any way, shape, or form. When zero theists can show us the Lord. All you can show us is your ability to get mad at me. Look, that's cool. Get mad. All day. Say what you gotta say. And say it at the loudest volume. Say it to your heart's content. Until you show me the stuff that you're talking about, until you show me the Lord, I literally have no idea what you are talking about. I'm lost. I have literally no reason to take anything you have to say seriously, because you've demonstrated nothing. And you continue to demonstrate nothing. Have no ability to demonstrate anything. Have no capability to demonstrate anything. And instead of just being honest about it and just saying, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. I really literally have no idea what I am saying at all. Nothing that I am saying comports with reality. I have no mechanism to show you. I have no method to show you. I have no tool to use that would actually convince you right now. I have literally not a fucking thing. Then what are we talking about? What are you talking about? And why are you talking to me about it when you have nothing of substance at all? You talking about the spiritual. Yeah, I've never heard that before. I'm trying to see this stuff though. I'm asking you to demonstrate this stuff. Saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it does not solve anything. It does not fix anything. It does not demonstrate anything. You're not showing me anything. That's why it makes no sense to me. That's why I don't care what the hell you have to say. It doesn't matter. Unless you can demonstrate it to me this second, then there's no value for any of this sci-fi fantasy crap that you're saying. This shit still didn't load, man. This shit is crazy. But yeah, man, it just bothers me that this has been par for the course for so long. How long are people gonna continue falling for the same old scam? Cause at the end of the day, what's the end goal? What's the end game? What's the end game? Where do you go from here? I'm still trying to figure out how you reach the next level. What's the next level? Because all I'm seeing is a bunch of fucking tweaks all over the place. Tweaking all over the fucking nation, all over the world. Acting like what they're doing is somehow super duper, super duper, super duper, super duper amazing and wonderful and helpful. And you ain't helped nothing. You just walking around acting like you're just so wonderful because you believe some dumb shit. And at the end of the day, you showed us nothing still. It's a joke. And it wouldn't be such a bad joke if there weren't so many people suffering right now. If there weren't so many issues occurring right now. If there weren't so many flaws right now. If there weren't so many children being harmed right now. All the time. Every day. To no end. And all these people act like they care so much. And yet, what? How? In what way? See, when it's just some random guy down the street, oh yeah, y'all got a whole lot to say. But when it's pastor this and bishop that and priest this and brother that, all of a sudden y'all ain't saying none of that. Matter of fact, y'all be constantly working so hard to try to protect these fools and make excuses for them. Everywhere. Here in Chicago, Father Flager, again, being accused of some shit. And of course, all these Catholics are standing behind him. Right? Because that's what they do. Who is surprised that Catholics would support those who are accused of rape? That's what they do. Like, that's typical of Catholics, which might explain why they've had to spend billions of dollars just within the last couple months for all the rape that they're guilty of. That's not an exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. That is a literal fact. In San Francisco, they had the fucking settlement of $395 billion. The San Francisco Archdiocese. And in May, the New York Archdiocese had an $800 million offer for a settlement. So that's 400 million, 800 million within 2 weeks. Now add that number up to the one I said before. You are now looking at one smart black boy. Yeah, that's already north of $1 billion. Already. It's a joke. And through it all, the Lord still just can't be reached. Just seriously can't be reached. I don't understand it. How is that possible? If this shit is true, then why would the Lord pick somebody like this to represent him? Damn it, this fucking... Oh my god, I hate these ads. But yeah, man. It literally says Mystikal allegedly spit on rape victim, forced her to pray before assault. Yeah, that sounds about right. So where is the Lord? That's the only question that matters to me. Where exactly is the Lord? All these people talk about, oh, well, you expect us to do your homework for you. Yeah, I do. Because if you're telling me that you have it, then you should be able to show me. Otherwise, what the fuck are you talking about? What are y'all talking about, and why should I listen to y'all? Why should we listen to you? Why is what you're saying useful, valuable, helpful? For what? In what way? That's what we are directly asking you. Show us that what you're talking about is real, that is helpful. I don't want to hear more excuses. I don't want to hear, well, you don't understand. No, help me understand it. That's what social media is all about. If I don't understand, help me understand, right? Because you have the facts, you have the data, you have the information, you have the statistics, you have the evidence. All you gotta do is show us. That's it. You can say, whatever. I'm not trying to hear no tar talk no more. I'm not here for debates. I'm here for you to demonstrate. And if you can't, then be honest. Just be honest and say you don't know. You want to believe the Lord. You want to believe in the Lord because your mom told you, because your dad told you, because your neighbor told you, because the pastor told you. I get it. Look, a lot of us have gotten fooled by the greatest scam of all time. But until you recognize that it's a literal scam, you're just going to be a fucking fool. Because what do y'all actually get from it? What do y'all actually accomplish with it? What does it actually fix? If we point to all the world problems that exist right now, let's just say the war in Iran. How is Christianity fixing that? Or I was talking about presidents leaving documents willy-nilly at their crib. Classified top secret documents. How the fuck does the Lord stop them from doing that? I'm trying to figure out what pragmatic, practical situation where the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ actually helps anything. That's why I say the things that I say. That's why I say it the way I say it. That's why I'm so mean. That's why I'm so rude. That's why I'm so abrasive. So I don't give a fuck. All I care about is you showing me. If you can't show me, you can say whatever you want. It don't matter to me. I don't care. I really don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, show me. Oh, you can't? Oh, you can't? Oh, I'm just not looking hard enough. I'm just not trying hard enough. I'm just not looking hard enough. Crazy how billions of people claiming this whole shit, but I'm the one that's not looking hard enough, huh? Billions of people fail, but I'm the one that can't show. That is so crazy. Y'all are the worst salespeople of all time. I mean, literally the worst salespeople of all time. Y'all don't even try. Y'all don't even try. At least perform a magic trick or some shit. Put a few dollars in my pocket out of nowhere. Give me some inkling, some reason to think that what y'all are saying has any merit to it. Because all I see throughout human history is a bunch of sabotage, a bunch of chaos, mayhem, violence. Every now and then, occasional, okay, this group did, okay, this person did. But overall, I don't see nothing. So, that's why I don't care. I don't care. Y'all can say whatever y'all want at the end of the day. Bullocks. So, I'm about to get off here. This live sucked. I'm not even gonna stunt. Everything this did not go how I wanted it to go at all. But we're gonna improve from here. Really, really, really unfortunate that Claude was down while I was doing this, because we could have prevented this problem altogether.